What is going on, people? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another live stream. You know what it is, and anytime it's a live stream, you know I gotta get Iain down on here. It's been a brilliant week following Chelsea, and it's only been Monday. Well, Tuesday now.
It has been a fantastic week. And yes, you are right. It has been 2 days, and it's absolutely incredible already.
Yeah, like the news has been coming out. Thiago Silva has, I think, already accepted a 2-year deal at Chelsea. Sarr is apparently meant to be on his way. I think Ben Chilwell and Kai Havertz could be done in the space of this week. We're not sure, but there's a lot of transfers going around today. First question I want to ask is just off Twitter, and this one just leads in perfectly. Could this be our greatest transfer window in the Abramovich era?
No.
He hasn't specified, but I'm just going to put it out there.
It's not the greatest. No, the greatest was still the 14-15, where we signed Diego Costa, Fabregas, and Felipe Luis so early, and it was just this team will win the league, and they were right.
Do you think that's potential to be up there though? Because
yeah. Well, this is the thing. Until I don't know why, but I have a really bad feeling about Kai Havertz not being able to go through. I hope obviously it does, but I just
really.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just they seem like a very weird club to do business with, Leverkusen. I don't know. That's a bit of a strange one. But if we get him, we get Ben Chilwell, and we be able to pick up Thiago Silva on a free transfer, then yes, I will agree that it's the best of transfer era or best transfer window of the Abramovich era.
Well, I will say, first thing we'll talk about is Thiago Silva, because we said on the last stream we were talking about how this could be happening. We've been talking about how this is potential, and we've all wanted this for a couple months. Everyone's been saying, Thiago Silva would be nice. He's on a free. How quickly have we got this one done from the Champions League final on Sunday? It's been a matter of days.
Well, I think it's been in the pipelines before. I must be honest. You know, like with major tournaments where usually you have the semi-final on, on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Wednesday. No, it was usually Tuesday, Wednesday. Normally the World Cup semi-finals are. And then all of a sudden you get the final on a Sunday. There's not enough space between then to be able to do a hell of a lot of business and stuff like that. So I think people are really assuming that this has gone around really quick. But we have had a week between when PSG last played and when they obviously played in the final. So I think, let's be honest, players don't really have to be there to be able to do certain parts of the deal. Agents and stuff who aren't allowed to travel to Portugal at the moment for the Champions League final or final tournament, whatever. They weren't allowed to go there, so they're still able to do their business and stuff like that. Who was the Italian club that was in for him? Is it Fiorentina? We're in for him?
Yeah, Fiorentina.
Yeah, that one obviously is that's been in the pipelines for a while. Obviously, it's fallen through, luckily for Chelsea, but I don't think it's been done quickly. I think it's just. I think it just obviously suited both parties, and I think there should be a few more clubs that are in for him. But the same kind of way with almost what's happening with Kai Havertz is there's a lot of clubs that would take Thiago Silva, but there's only one real club that could actually take Thiago Silva. Because Everton was saying about being after him because obviously Ancelotti and him have been together before and whatever, but they ain't got the money, so. Realistically, that's them out of the race. Fiorentina clearly wasn't the right option, so they're out of the race. And then all of a sudden, it just leaves us. So, yeah, it's not that much of a surprise. I don't think personally.
I will say I've heard a couple rumors saying that this was in the marks for about the last 3 weeks, and if that is true, it does go with the thing that it's taken this quickly to do it. Yeah. Thiago Silva, though, is a player that we both wanted. I don't think either of us had any disagreements about that. Yeah. And the experience and the ability that he's going to bring to this team. We're talking about lack of organization that we've seen so many times throughout this season. Thiago Silva's going to fix that. And to be honest, for his age, he's very fit for his age.
Oh, yeah. He honestly is a wonderful footballer. I've been lucky enough to see him live a few times against Chelsea, see him play for Brazil as well. He's just a lovely player to watch. He honestly is a lovely player to watch. And of course, with everything that's going on at the moment, the free kind of transfers that, a few of them will be handy pickups for many a club, certain people being out of contract and whatever. I think there'll be a lot of smaller clubs that will really benefit from having free transfers and only have to pay people's wages and stuff like that. But the fact that we are able to get one of the best free agent signings on the market is just incredible. Honestly, it's just incredible. Still probably means that we're going to hold on to one of the centre halves we probably want to get rid of. But I prefer that because, I was saying to you before, people want our players. People do want them. And people are going, oh, why hasn't such and such been sold yet? Excuse me. Why hasn't Emerson been sold yet? Why hasn't Bakayoko been sold yet? Why hasn't Drinkwater been sold yet? Why hasn't Christensen or Rudiger been sold yet? We are early on in this transfer window and in this transfer cycle, as we'll call it, for this particular situation. But also, one of the big things that are holding clubs back is that people have not got the money to spend. So as much as we want to move on these people, this ain't FIFA. Like Bayern Munich haven't just got unlimited funds just sitting around. Even they've been impacted by this virus. Everyone's been impacted. Until we get around again to a real bit of normality, I don't think that we're going to see that many people move around. So I have to say, to get one of the best free agent market availabilities in Thiago Silva is absolutely superb for Chelsea. Absolutely superb.
I will say we've had a massive head start with the lockdown and everything because we've had all the transfer money stored up and the hazard money. And
exactly.
Everything. But you're right about another thing that moves us on to another point. Players that are now going to need to go because of this transfer, and also with Ben Chilwell and Havertz waiting as well.
Yeah.
You were talking about defenders. There was rumours that Fikayo Tomori has a couple of suitors who want to take him out on loan in League One and the Premier League. And I'm a bit 50-50 about that, and I can tell you are as well because you suck.
I like him. I like him a lot. I do honestly see a big future for him at Chelsea. I do. Realism. He is young. He does need to get better. He does need to improve. But there's big signs. I personally would keep him around to be working alongside the like of Thiago Silva. Realistically, where's he going to go that's going to give him that sort of experience? The only one that I looked at it and thought he could actually learn something from being there is, I can never say it properly, the French club Rennes or Rennes.
I think it's Rennes.
Yeah, I'd call it Rennes. They're in the Champions League, aren't they?
Yes.
I think they're in the Champions League. And I look at that and I look at that and think you'll get Champions League experience from that. Fair enough. But other than that, you want to see him go and play with a big name centre half, someone that is going to be able to actually learn from. So you've got two ways of learning. You've either got to get thrown in the deep end and have to go and deal with it in the Champions League because they'll probably be a pot four. They'll definitely be a pot four side.
That's the thing. They won't really be there for that long if you even give them the Champions League experience. That's why I only want Premier League. If it's a Premier League club, cool. Then it's the same league, the same intensity. He's not too far away from the team. If it's Champions League, it is the top level. But even at a club like Rennes, if we're being real, they'll be lucky to get 4 Champions League games, let alone the 3, unless they're going through qualifiers or anything like that. So I don't think it really matters too much to him. I'd rather keep him unless it's a Premier League club because we're bringing in Thiago to give like leadership to these other defenders and to teach them. Yeah. It kind of takes that away if you're throwing him out on loan for another year straight after that.
Well, yeah, what's the point?
Exactly.
He's meant to be getting better for Chelsea, not for anyone else.
That's the thing. And the only defender that we're actually really getting any offers right now for is Kurt Zouma, and Kurt Zouma is the one that we want to keep.
He's
if we're talking about centre backs. What was that?
I want him. I want him at Chelsea. I know he's not going to be the final product. I know he's not going to be the perfect finished article, but at least I know what I'm getting. Do you know what I mean? At least I know what I'm getting. And
Rudiger's just too rash, and to be honest, with all the injuries, he's lost a lot of his transfer value anyway, so it'd be hard to push him out. Christensen is like in the middle.
He's got
value. I think Barca would always be interested in him. They've had a hard-on for him for years.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, what were we offered before? It was Willian we were offered money for before, weren't we?
From Barca?
Yeah, from Barca.
Yeah, 55 million in Artur, if I'm correct.
And I'm looking at it thinking, I mean, realistically for them, that's a £100 million deal, just maybe slightly underneath £100 million deal for them, in terms of signing Willian and doing which we should have accepted. We didn't, but we should have accepted. Yeah, if that's how much money they are willing to put in to get Willian, who is a player that was aging, who has clearly done it before and definitely has something to offer. Not going to say he's crap because that's incorrect. He has his abilities. If they're willing to go and put that much money into getting someone that only had a few years left at his absolute peak, What are they going to give for the likes of Christensen, who is, 24, 25?
24, I think.
24. What are they going to give for him? Another 6 years on top of Willian.
That's the thing. Barcelona's always been poor with their transfers for years now. It's become a running theme with them. I actually think we could get a decent amount of money for Christensen, but if you're going to put a gun to my head and say Christensen or Rudiger, who do you want to sell? I'd sell Rudiger.
No,
Christensen Really?
Yeah, I like the reason I like Rudiger is because he's a lot more physical. He is a lot more physical, and Christensen as much as I do like him, he has got something to offer. He's a good ball player. The Premier League is not a ball playing centre half league. You need someone who's be able to knock the ball about a bit. But Van Dijk is a great ball player because he's absolutely a physical unit, powerhouse.
I kind of get that, but I think with Rudiger, he ain't getting any better either.
Yeah, but I'd accept that because the fact that obviously he's not getting better. We know that. We know that's fine. But other teams will look at it and go, well, we probably know that as well, that he's not going to get that much better. So let's allow him, maybe his transfer value is going to just fade down and down and down and down and down, which I don't know. It could potentially do. I've got no idea. It will eventually at some point. Everyone's does. Ronaldo's not going to be worth 100 million when he's 42, is he? Everyone's transfer value at some point is going to go down and down and down and down and down. But for me, I think Christensen's can go up. So for me, I think a lot of people at this current moment in time, I would be more willing to take the more certainty of a decent deal for Christensen than I would do to let go of Rudiger. Because at least Barcelona, just say for argument's sake, Barcelona, we say sign him for 35 million quid. They look at him, and just because he's played for Barcelona, he's instantly worth 55 million. They've already made 20 million quid. Now, that's a them problem. That's fine. But we've still managed to get 35 million quid towards our end goal of whatever centre half it is, and Picano maybe next year. That would be what I would be more
get that much for Rudy anyway.
No, exactly. I would go for the one that's worth more money, which would be neither of them are good enough for Chelsea, I don't think. But at least I would go for the one that's got a little bit of transfer value, which is also the same reason I'd let go of Emerson over Alonso.
Oh, yeah.
Alonso's got no transfer value to anyone. Exactly.
Emerson I've been done with anyway. At least Alonso you can interchange between 5 at the back and 4.
Exactly.
Interesting quote here, though. Thiago Silva potentially taking Captaincy's captaincy. That don't really seem Chelsea, I'll be real. Because we usually do it based on seniority and who's been the longest tenured player.
That wouldn't happen. It would probably be like, who is it? Van Dijk would be quite a good example, to be fair. What the hell is the CDL?
The Chino's Defence League.
Oh, for God's sake. Really? Oh, shit.
Literally, it's exactly what it sounds.
Oh, fuck, man. I thought I hoped it might have been the Crago Defence League, but Chino's Defence League's even worse.
Chino's ain't here anymore, so it might as well be yours.
Hey, I pray. No, with the Van Dijk, when he went to Liverpool, their two captains are Jordan Henderson and James Milner. Their captain and vice-captain. Van Dijk comes in, he's clearly got experience, he's clearly going to be a leader, then they give him the armband when neither one of them is playing. Now, there is a chance next season that Dave starts to fade out of the team, Reece James maybe comes in his place. That's where Thiago Silva might get the armband. But changing the whole club captaincy altogether in favour of Thiago Silva, that won't happen. It makes I get the point, but it doesn't make any sense from a Chelsea point of view.
No, I agree with that because I didn't really think it was going to happen either. I'd be really surprised if we gave him the armband.
Dave is a Chelsea hero. You can't just forget that instantly. Exactly.
Right now in that team, our biggest legend we have in that team right now. I don't think we're missing anyone else.
Dave, yeah.
This one, we can be getting a lot on this. Malang Sarr. Any thoughts on him? Because that's another one that should be coming through in a few days.
I'm going to be completely honest. I know absolutely nothing about him. I'm not going to bullshit anyone here. I know nothing about him. All I've heard is that he's going to go straight out on loan.
Can I be completely honest with you? That is exactly all I've heard.
Yep, perfect.
Literally, I've heard he's had a couple links with us that's got really stronger over the last couple of days. He's got high potential, Great recovery tackles as well and quick, which would also help linking up with Thiago Silva. But like I've heard of you, he does look like he's going straight out on loan. It's another one that's just one for the future, but
yeah,
I'm not really going to say too much about it because it's not going to be in any short-term plans or plans for us for the season. So
I don't think so either. I don't know enough about him to give you a full tactical analysis of him.
Yeah, that's you and me both then.
One thing I did hear is apparently Leverkusen were after him.
Leverkusen were after him. I think a couple Premier League clubs are after him as well. I know
about Premier League clubs, but one thing I did hear, and this is only a very faint rumor, I think, but apparently he could go the other way in some sort of Kai Havertz exchange on loan for a little bit. Hopefully, maybe help Chelsea get the transfer value down a touch, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that have much of an impact anyway.
Yeah.
Ethan Ampadu, another one that's going very under the radar and kind of got a bit forgotten about at Leipzig.
Yeah.
What do you think the plans are for him next season?
I like him. Honestly would like to see him stay about, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the team. And he's a bit of a weird one. Is he a centre half? Is he a midfielder? I would call him a midfielder because of his height. I don't think he's tall enough to be a centre half. But at the same time, we've got some good midfield options. Are we going to be able to let go of Jorginho, Kovacic, Barkley, Kante, Gilmore this season? Obviously not all of them, but are we going to be able to let go of two of them, maybe, which would then give you 4 defensive midfield options? No, I don't think so. So then is it a case of, well, if we've already got our defensive midfield options, is there a point of actually keeping him in the squad? Is he going to get enough game time? Is he going to go and beat out your £60 million player Jorginho? Is he going to go and beat out your £40 million player Kovacic? He might obviously do Gilmore, of course, because he's injured at the moment. Kante injured as well. But is it realistically going to happen? I don't think so. I like him, but I just don't think it's the right time for Chelsea to have him back on the books 100%.
That's the thing. That's something that I've been saying we have to get used to if we're really trying to push this Chelsea Academy being the future thing as seriously as we're doing over the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And that's that we're going to have to get used to young players of a lot of potential that we do want to see play at Chelsea leaving anyway because they're just not going to get the game time and the time to develop that they need. We've already seen it with Tariq Lamptey as an example. Had an amazing game when he came on as sub against Arsenal. Was gone within a week and a half. Literally, one brilliant game and done. And that's what we're going to have to expect. I think was there another right back or something who I think we were interested in or ends up having to sell in our youth team. And it was just because they weren't going to get in over No, it is Lamptey. That's who I was thinking about. Yeah, that's because he ain't getting in over Reece James or Ashley. And Reece James is meant to be here for the next decade.
Exactly.
So yeah, that is stuff we're going to have to get used to. Ethan Ampadu might also be another one that has to get sacrificed. I would want to see him get a chance first.
Yeah.
But I want to see him play against the others.
He's a decent player. He's been given opportunities at Chelsea before. He's definitely shown that he can do it. But doing it in the odd game here and there, a cup game, 20 minutes, Europa League, obviously, as we were last year, is very different to doing it week in, week out in the Premier League. I'd like to see him go to Fulham, which I know they've been talking about him a lot. I'd like to see him go to Fulham, play some football there. Obviously he's been at Red Bull Leipzig, which is quite a high standard and playing Champions League. So he'll probably be wanting to go somewhere maybe abroad. But for me, I want to see Premier League experience. I want to see him play week in, week out.
I think Norwich are interested in him as well. I heard both clubs.
Nah.
I'm warming a bit with Norwich. I'm happy with both. But for Norwich, it's because they play a possession-based football as well. They're going to see a majority of the ball. Fulham in the Premier League, not so much. And also if Fulham end up having a similar season like they did last time, where they just have an awful form of results, they're not going to play him. They're going to play their own players. He's just going to warm the bench again.
I don't know. I think maybe Scott Parker might be a little bit more accommodating to him because he is a young British player potentially. But yeah, I don't know.
He's got a bit of stick already, isn't he? He weren't that convincing this season, from what I heard.
Yeah,
they got promoted, but there were still questions.
They probably should have got promoted automatically, but there we are. That's football.
Just is. Now, we've asked this question before, but we're getting it a lot of times, so I'll ask you again. Where do you think we're finishing this season right now based on the team that we have?
Third.
Third, yep, I'm saying more or less the same. We've asked this question a lot of times, but I'm just asking this because we're getting it a lot. Also, 367 guys watch us live right now. Big up every one of you, man, watching us live.
Numbers.
That's doing sick. Another one. You reckon we can beat Liverpool? Again, this one's we've been getting a lot. I don't know if it's a spam or something.
Is it beat Liverpool in a one-off game or beat them in league position?
League position, I don't even think we're at that level yet.
No. My main thing for me, maybe it's because I've been a coach for a few years. My main thing for me is progression. Look at the... Thank you. My main thing for me in terms of league position is I'm not too worried if Chelsea next season finish third or fourth, or second, third and fourth. We're not going to win the league. I think we can all accept that. But my main thing for me is we finished on 66 points this year, which is not good enough, right? There's multiple reasons for that. No Premier League club really, but probably Leicester exceeded above expectations didn't finish, but they started to exceed above expectations. And Liverpool, who obviously smashed the title. But this has not been a good year for Premier League football. For me, I want to see Chelsea go from 66 points up to 75 points. And from 75 points, maybe up to 80 points, and 80 points to 85 points. And you've seen teams win the league between 85 and 90 points before.
Yeah. The 85 to 90, 95 is where you're hitting more the record-breaking numbers and stuff.
Yeah, of course. But I think you can expect to see teams win the league from 85 points and above, really.
Yeah, this season, it's all been about... Lampard was talking about that 3-year plan. The first season was just stabilizing the team and finding who's the right players for him. Second one was progression and start to compete for titles. Hopefully get a trophy as well, but it's still about progression. Third season, though, is where he wants to be winning those trophies. So now, with correct on the 3-year plan, everything's going to plan.
I completely agree with you.
Second season goes.
I completely agree with you. I think there's a lot of Chelsea fans that are actually a little bit impatient and want to win things instantly. Obviously we all want to win the league next year. Of course, as every fucking team does. Fulham want to win the league. They're not going to, but Fulham want to win the league. That's always should be the goal. It should always be the target. But also as well, Liverpool, when they kind of went through their rebuild after finishing second behind Man City, they went through their rebuild and they let go of the likes of Luis Suarez, and Coutinho obviously moved on. They've built themselves now a massive European powerhouse. They had steps. They knew where they wanted to be. They were making progressions all the time. They're working their way up. And although it took them 5 years, from when they obviously missed out on second place in 2014, to now, it's taken them 6 years, 5-6 years, but they're now one of the best clubs in Europe.
Exactly. So it's all about slow progression. That's exactly what it's been.
And also, you have to remember as well, from there, they actually went down into the Europa League. The fact that we're in the Champions League already, next year, again, we're making a progression in the right step. We're making it in the right way. If we get 75 points, 80 points, we're in the Champions League.
Yeah,
it is that simple. It is that simple. So for me, I think the progression should be focused on, because you do have to base it off something. You don't want to say, win more games or do this, because it's a bit vague. You want to be aiming for 80 points, 75 to 80 points, but you want to go for 80 points. And the year after, okay, that's cool. Let's go for 90 points. Then you're looking at winning the league.
You know what? I'd never really thought about it from a points perspective.
Yeah, do it by points. And it's
now, next season, I'm actually going to be looking at it more from points because I want to see the difference in us from next season. That is a better way of looking at it too. Because
let's be honest, we were a couple of goals away from beating Man United to third. But it still doesn't.
One decent result against a lower half of the table, and we'd be good.
Exactly. It's if Man United, if we managed to draw to Man United when we played them at home, and obviously we got shafted in the league. If we manage to draw to them 2-2, we're above them. We're third, and then people go, that's much better. Well, actually, it's not, because you're still on the same amount of points. You're still fucking 30-odd points off Liverpool.
Yeah, we're fourth on goal difference, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're fourth on goal difference.
Yeah, see, this third to fourth ain't even that deep.
Do you know what I mean? We are already going in the right direction. If we can push in the right direction and give us something that's manageable for us, we go and get points, not based on anyone else. We go and get points. If other people haven't been really, really fucking good and managed to, there's 4 teams that finish 80 points or above. which I don't know, could happen potentially. I don't know how the maths will work, but I'm pretty sure it could happen. You know, that's fine. That's us all getting better together, but it's still we're getting better. Because as much as we're getting better, there is as much of a chance as one of the other teams that also finishes with 80 plus points is going to get a hell of a lot worse. As long as
the last 2 seasons, everyone else around us has got worse.
And you know what? There was a great quote, and I was saying about transfer windows before, with when we 2014-15, when we brought in Felipe Luis, we brought in Cesc Fabregas, and we brought in Diego Costa. I'm pretty sure that Mourinho said to Fabregas openly, he drew out the Chelsea team on a piece of paper and said, that team wins the league. That was us focusing on Chelsea. That was us being us and going and winning our games. Don't worry about what the rest of them are doing. Let them go and potentially win it, fuck it up, whatever. Focus on us winning games. If we can get from 66 points to 75 to 80 points, then we're making progression. And the following year, we're going from 75 to 80 points up to 85, 90 points. And then from the year after that, potentially, then we're looking at maybe more.
1995, that is a madness. I want to see some team hit Chelsea 04 or 05 because Man City and Liverpool just blitzed nearly all of our records the last few years.
And exactly. But again, it's for me, look, I mean, what is the goal? Is it to absolutely smash records or is it to win the league?
Win the league and just do it in the best way possible.
Exactly. Try and put it in the best way possible. Leicester won in the league, and it's one of the best times any team has ever won the league. They didn't get a record amount of points.
Nowhere near.
Exactly.
This comment, though, I wanted to ask you on this. Thoughts on Robbie saying Willian's better than Ziyech?
I understand where he's coming from.
In what sense?
Well, Willian's done it more in the Premier League. He's been here for longer. I get that. I appreciate that.
Still don't agree, though. I can't lie.
It's complete bollocks, mate. I love Robbie, but that's bollocks.
So do I, but bruv, AFTV have given us so many material for if Arsenal fall apart next season.
Oh yeah,
it's actually crazy.
Too right. I do get where Robbie is coming from, but it's just trying to grab it. Do you know what I mean? You know, Willian is better than is better than Willian might not even fit in your team. You get halfway through the season, go, do you know what? Actually, Willian is the main reason Arsenal are playing poorly, or Arsenal may not be winning games. Do you know what I mean? It don't matter. It matters about how they fit in your team, and we have definitely got a starting player playing right midfield for us in Ziyech, compared to Willian, who may come in, may not come in, depending what formation they play. Nice one. Okay.
Here's the thing with Willian. We've seen it for so many years, and Arsenal fans are going to have to get it as well. Willian is good, world class or near to that once every 5-6 games, if we're being real. He's a great ball carrier, and I'll be real. If you want to do some madness and play him at centre mid or something, that might actually be really good because he'll beat 3 players and get the ball to the final third. That's all you want Willian to do. Yeah. Don't let him get the ball in the final third because he will kill your attack. And if he gets a corner and you let Willian take it, bro, you thought Eriksen's corners were bad.
Yeah, it's. I like Willian. He's a Chelsea legend. I will say that, or a Chelsea cult hero. I will say that. But just because he's been good for so many years for Chelsea doesn't mean he instantly walks in and becomes one of the best players at Arsenal.
Nah, people have been hyping it based off this season, and this season all he's been trying to do is fight for a contract.
Well, you are too right. He has been trying to fight for a contract for ages. I've actually met his media team as well. He's been so content with living in London, and he wants a contract in London. Obviously, he's now got it, so he's achieved his goal. Fair enough. But, I mean, he come back from lockdown, he scored, was it 5 goals?
From lockdown, he 4 goals, 2 assists, or is it the other way around or something like that?
Right, Man City, penalty.
Yeah, Man City penalty. There was
West Ham penalty, West Ham free kick.
Another penalty and another home game. I forgot what it was.
You see what's coming here, didn't you?
Exactly.
It's something Jorginho could have done.
Literally, he's got. Has he even got 10 goals this season for us now?
Who, Willian?
Yeah, because he never reached it.
I don't know, actually. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think he has reached it for us. Let us know if we're wrong, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that, and you guys want that guy to be your experience. It just is what it is. He's average. He's a good player.
He has got experience, but to say he's better than Ziyech is just I mean, you don't know enough about him, Robbie. I love you, Robbie, but you don't know enough about him.
I can't wait till next season. We'll come back to that one later. Goalkeeper, because that's something we haven't spoken about.
Yeah.
We've been talking so much over the last week and a bit over defenders, left backs, Kai Havertz. What is happening with goalkeeper? Are we going to end up sticking with Kepa or what?
From what I'm hearing, it looks like we're going to stick with Kepa for another season, which makes complete sense to me. I do have to be honest. It makes complete sense to me because next year people want to be making moves and buying people left, right, and centre. And Chelsea, we can still jump in on that if you get what I mean. Kepa's value is absolutely nothing this year. His transfer value for this season is absolutely nothing because no one has the money to pay his 5-year contract with us. No one has got that money. No one that is looking for a goalkeeper.
Werner, isn't he?
Something like that, yeah.
I think so.
No one has basically got a record transfer fee for a lot of clubs to buy our goalkeeper. So he should still be our goalkeeper. Whether we like it or not, that's fine. But it's not going to happen. We gave him a stupid 7-year deal. That's our mistake. We can hold our hands up for that. We gave him a stupidly long deal. But no one else should be expected. No one else should be expected to come in and buy that off of us, especially in a global bloody pandemic. He's going to be our goalkeeper next season for me. As much I don't want him. I don't want him in goal. And if we're FIFA and this is ultimate amounts of money, then yeah, let's get rid of him. Fine, bugger it off. But this isn't. Unfortunately, this is real life. We've given him a 7-year contract. He's got no transfer value until he hits at least probably a 4 or a 3-year deal. So next year, let's keep him. He may be better. But again, as I said to you, if we can make progressions, then it's okay. Maybe you look at it and go, okay, Kepa possibly cost us, I don't know, just say 6 points. Or let's go 9 points, 3 games. Let's go 9 points he cost us next season. You get rid of him eventually, then those 9 points are made up by somewhere. And that's, again, one of the 10 points we're saying about. That's one season to the next season. That's what makes us better between now and then. So as much as I wanted...
What the hell happened? Apparently his head wasn't there because he had women problems or something like that.
Oh, dirty bastard.
Which... I mean, I'd kind of get... I'm not going to speak too much about someone's personal life. Outside factors can impact you like that, but the way he's regressed, it's like literally here to here.
Yeah, I do like him. I think he has got qualities to give. I know he's not the finished article, and I don't think we're ever going to get the finished article at Chelsea. But there is definitely signs. Let's give him another year because, look, that's the situation we're in. You've got to be real with ourselves here, lads. Let's give him another year, see what happens. If it don't work, we move him on. Same position we're in. We go and get a better goalkeeper, someone that's got another year off their contract, and then we could be cooking on gas.
All right. Final questions, guys, before we wrap this one up. Hassan asked thoughts on DT's football terrace comments. Have you seen that?
No. Please do tell me what he said.
Yeah, he just went on some big Lampard run. He was saying,
he wasn't a good manager.
Yeah, wasn't a good manager.
Right,
dominated by Arteta in the cup final. Took Chelsea from 3rd to 4th. Derby 6th to 6th and lost the playoff final. Just random stuff like that.
Okay,
I'll say first off, Arteta's a sick manager, and I ain't going to say anything about him. He's a good manager. Lampard, I don't even know if it's right to compare them both right now, but I'm still going to back Lampard out of bias, and because he hasn't really done much wrong. He's still a growing manager as well. There's been errors in his tactics sometimes. Sometimes his subs ain't been all there, but he's progressively got better. Those issues have been very few and far between as the seasons continue.
I would prefer Lampard to make mistakes and learn from them than never make mistakes and be okay.
Exactly, because then he'd just be average. He's taking risks.
This is football. This is what you do. The game that instantly springs into my mind is when we threw away a 2-goal lead against Sheffield in September, or was it late August, something like that?
Yeah, Billy Gilmore got brought on for his debut like 20 minutes ago, and I was thinking,
should not have been done. But he made that mistake. He went for the risk. It didn't pay off. He's made the mistake, and he learned from it. He's learning. We're all learning. Everyone's learning.
I loved Sarr as well last season. He didn't learn from his mistakes.
Exactly.
Every week you saw the same formation, the same team, the lineup. You get he was trying to do something long term, but it still wasn't really working, and you wanted to see something different. And Lampard is giving you that difference. He's giving you something more versatile. What was it? Whatever game we played before Spurs, I think it was Everton away, and we had an awful performance. Formation was wrong. The way we set up was wrong. Then we came
before Christmas.
Yeah. Then we went Spurs away, played 5 at the back, and we just battered them for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That's strange.
And Wolves as well.
Arsenal game as well.
Yeah.
When we were 4 at the back, no Jorginho, we were getting battered. As soon as we brought him onto the pitch, controlled the game more, and we started to gain more of the upper hand and turned it round.
Yeah. This is the thing. I prefer those mistakes to be made, and I prefer Lampard to not necessarily have the perfect first season or the first maybe perfect 2 seasons, but him still learn. I'd be much more accommodating to that. You know, Lampard is a very intelligent guy. To say that he is a crap manager is frankly childish, actually, of DT. I must be honest. He's clearly got talent. Accept it. We're accepting it. We're saying Arteta's a good manager because he is. The facts are there. But the fact of the matter is that Lampard in his first full season losing out on Eden Hazard, being given a transfer ban with a load of kids, with no Premier League experience whatsoever. Arteta had been working under Pep Guardiola, one of the greatest managers of all time. Lampard never had. To say that Arteta instantly is better than Frank Lampard because of what Arteta's done in 6 months worth of football, just like that, stupid. It's stupid.
If I want to throw the same logic as well, if Lampard took Chelsea from 3rd to 4th, didn't Arteta take Arsenal from 5th to 8th? I mean, it's a BS point to make, but I'm gonna throw the same logic back, isn't it?
For me, I don't necessarily see eye to eye with DT on a lot of occasions. There we are. That's just my personal relationship with him. I do respect his footballing opinion. When he's talking about football itself, he clearly knows what he's on about. But when he's talking about stuff about Lampard being a crap manager, nah, won't defend that. It's piss poor, mate. It's piss poor, DT. Fix your life up.
Nah. Me and DT are calm, but nah.
I know you're calm, but I don't know why we have some random beef for no reason. He probably doesn't even know I am and doesn't like me.
Now, with me, I found he's always a bit cold first off, anyways. But that might just be him anyway.
Yeah.
Big up Jamie in the comments, by the way. Bakayoko, Kennedy, Drinkwater, Baker, and Rahman. That is a hell of a bad list. But thoughts, because I'm guessing they're all still on a wage bill. I know Bakayoko to AC Milan should be done in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Drinkwater, we got him on a 100k a week contract.
Yeah, just let it die down, run out. How long left have we got of his contract?
I'm not sure with Drinkwater. I know Bakayoko's got 2 years left, which is kind of a bit shaky, giving him a 1-year loan and then an option to buy, because AC Milan could still turn around and just be like, "Nah, we'll give you like 3 million for him. He's got 1 year left on his deal."
Exactly. Kennedy needs to go, move on. He's not going to make it at Chelsea. Drinkwater, obviously, it's fair enough. Rahman, definitely. I assume Baker is Lewis Baker, is it?
Yeah, Lewis Baker.
Yeah, I've met him. I think he's a lovely guy. But yeah, I mean, he's not going to have a future at Chelsea, is he?
Nah, I think with all of those names, they're all like, they had a chance and that's been done time ago. Like half those names I hadn't heard in ages.
Yeah, I've got even Rahman on the books.
Yeah, bruv, Drinkwater is going to do a Bogard. He really is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame him. We're the ones that put him on a 6-figure contract for what?
Exactly.
Any last questions, guys, before we wrap this one up? Do you guys... No, we've done that one. Oh, Brad's asking you to say hi to Sophie now because Chinos wouldn't do it for like 3 watch-alongs straight.
Big up, Sophie. Yes, Sophie.
You know how simple that was?
Yes, Sophie.
We said that to Chinos. He was just looking. I was like, just shaking his head.
Hello, Sophie. Brilliant.
Drinkwater's on 35k a week at Leicester. Wow. Yeah, he finessed us. He really finessed us. Jamie says he wants a slap tie. Any last questions before we head this one out?
Reasonable.
Chelsea Awards 20. It's a Chelsea Awards today.
Yeah. It's not really happening though, is it?
We already know who's going to win this. If it's not Kovacic, I'd be really surprised.
Yeah, I'd be surprised as well. I actually didn't vote for him, but yeah, I voted for Dave. But there we are.
I don't even think I voted, but
I voted for Dave. And Mount should get Young Player of the Year as well.
Mount definitely for Young Player of the Year.
Yeah,
you could make an argument.
Tomorrow's goal against Wolves got goal of the season.
Months.
Yeah, tomorrow against Wolves got goal of the season.
That's deserved though, fully deserved.
Yeah, well, it's a wonder strike, isn't it?
Brilliant hit.
Exactly.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. So, Ian, do you got any final thoughts you want to say?
Subscribe to Craigo28 Football.
Yeah, check out Craigo28 Football, Craigo28 Sports as well. Don't forget to like.
You're getting better with all this, I tell you.
Yeah, I've got it right now. The right hand this side. I remember it now. Yes, guys, like and subscribe to Carefree Lewis G as well if you guys haven't done so already and you want to see more stuff like this. Take care, and yeah, we'll see you guys very, very soon. Up the Chelsea.
Up the Chelsea.